There's something called epigenetic inheritance. Like everything you do now in your life is affecting generations after. So we are basically changing our genomes by our lifestyle. Lifting weight, lifting weight, lifting weight. I would swear by that, especially for women. As a fitness instructor, I wouldn't call my classes fitness classes. I create experiences. I create a space to be, to live a breakthrough so you can change something about your life outside this space. 2025 shattered me to pieces. I had to question everything. I know that I'm chronically stressed. I would wake up every day, I'm like, oh my God, I want to quit. I'm getting emotional. I feel guilty resting and taking a break. I was exhausted. I was burned out. I was not feeling like it, but I was showing up. That's what matters. Intention makes every action 1,000 times more powerful.
So Haneen, what did you do differently from other trainers to get noticed by Nike? Today's guest is Haneen Kattae, a Nike athlete, a group fitness leader, and a woman who risked everything to follow her own path. Raised in Saudi Arabia by her Syrian parents who dreamed she'd become a geneticist, Haneen lived a double life: genetics student by day, secret fitness volunteer by night. She is now one of the most dynamic fitness leaders in the region. But her journey is a masterclass in courage, cultural navigation, and redefining success on your own terms. If you have ever felt torn between family expectations and your own calling, or wondered what it really takes to break into the world's top sports brands, this conversation is for you. Welcome to The Mask, Haneen. There's a quote from Brené Brown: "You can choose courage or you can choose comfort." Haneen, you chose courage. What did it feel like sneaking to the gym at 16, risking everything for something your family did not understand?
Whoa, I did not expect this intro. It was heavy. It was heavy and exhausting and so damn scary.
What was the scary part about it?
It was not normal. Like, it was not the normal attitude of a girl in Saudi Arabia in a conservative era. My family was not that conservative, but obviously they were affected and influenced by the society around them. And mind you, like, Saudi Arabia is not the same, obviously, now. But when we talk 15 years ago, now everybody can tell my age. It was not the normal attitude.
What was not normal about it?
You breaking the rules of, first of all, lying about it. Obviously, I was telling my family that I was going to the gym to work out, but I was volunteering in the front desk. Sometimes working out, so it was more like a white lie. Like, I would work out in the first hour and then continue to work and volunteer with them in the front desk to learn the culture, how work and things get done around the gym. Yeah, I was always alert. I think my nervous system issues started back then, you know what I mean? I'm always alert. Like, I'm always looking behind my shoulder, yeah.
Like, oh, someone is noticing me or not? What if I get caught?
Yeah.
So how were you calming yourself down during such situations?
Being less in my mind, more in my body. For sure. Like, when I was working out, when I was training, when I was listening to music, when I was moving, I was really at the peak of my presence and I was really happy. I still am. Obviously, this is what I do now. We're going to get into it.
Yeah.
But it was so exhausting. That's why I ended up obviously saying to my parents, it wasn't a long journey of white lies. Like, moms are very smart. Like, moms could tell. If you're doing something, your mom would know, even if you try to hide it.
Yeah.
So
that's right. Moms have this sixth sense.
They have that superpower. You can never lie to your moms.
So when you do it next time, be aware.
Yeah, just she knows.
Yeah. What did sneaking to the gym cost you emotionally? What were you risking?
First of all, let's keep in mind that I was really 16, okay? And I was aware enough to know that I don't know much about life. But it was a safe environment. Like, they would pick me from home to the gym, and I was really surrounded with people that my family knew as well. Like, my sister used to go to that gym.
Wow.
The trainers know my family. So it was like more a safe environment, which I was lucky to have. So it wasn't like I was doing something taboo. It was just like mom and my family were not okay because they were protective, and which was very normal. And they obviously wanted me to study. But when I went to the country that they wanted me to study at, I wasn't really happy. So I had to take a break, and I didn't want to stay at home, especially after high school. So when I graduated from high school, I ended up working in that gym.
Wow.
And then my family knew about it, and they were okay with it. And even my sisters used to come and, visit me and train there.
So when did you realize pretending was harder than being honest with your family?
Honestly, I knew it since day one. It wasn't I knew I was aware enough to know that this is not okay. And I'm an authentic person. I wouldn't fake something and keep it for long. So it wasn't so long that that I headed away from them. It was only a couple of weeks, 2 months, but it was only a phase. And then I told them this is what I want to do, and I'm happy there. But I remember at some point in life, mom was like, "If you go again to the gym, I will never talk to you again." I'm like, "What is your problem with the gym?" And then now I grew up and I understood she had zero problem with the gym. It was not about the gym. It was not about me working out. She was just worried about me. She just wanted me to be safe. She just wanted me to be protected. She just wanted me to, to study and have that, career and the traditional ladder of, all the Middle Eastern families, I would say.
Yeah. But that's how the family or the society reacts when you try to do something out of the way.
My life was very programmed until a certain age when I was in Saudi. So I was like, go to school, come back at 2 or 3, have lunch with my family, wash the dishes, or fight with my sisters.
Yeah.
To, we would rotate about washing the dishes.
Yeah.
Every time. I don't know if it's in your culture, but this is how I used to do it. And then, I would study, do the last 2 prayers of the day, and then go to bed. If I don't sleep, I get whipped, And then the weekend comes, and then we hang out. And if the summer comes, we would, travel, go to Syria, to Lebanon, to Jordan, and then 2 months away from Saudi. And then I would see the external world.
Yeah.
So I had an idea how it was outside of Saudi. And then I go back to Saudi, and then, again, the school starts, you go get your, books and all of that. So it was more like a routine. So me breaking that was my nervous system back then was this is out of the routine. So I would shake.
Yeah.
I would my body would be like, whoa, wait, we're doing something. That's exciting, but it's also scary.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because I'm now realizing this right now. Whenever I do something out of the normal, I would, feel it. My body would react differently.
Yeah. It's amazing how often the thing that makes us feel like outsiders is the very thing that becomes our superpowers. Steve Jobs, he once said that you can only connect the dots looking backwards, not forward. So looking back, do you see those years of hiding as a necessary part of your journey?
I wouldn't say necessary, because the more you own up your story, the more successful you would be, honestly. And the more I took responsibility about my life and my decisions and my choices, even my family respected my decisions afterwards. I wouldn't say it was wrong to hide it, because that Haneen did not know any better. But now I am my most authentic version, my most authentic self. I would never lie or hide or even fake energy in my classes.
Yeah.
Or even fake anything on Instagram. No. Even the pimple on my face, no. I wouldn't really look at myself in the mirror and respect myself if I do that.
If a young guy or a girl who's watching this podcast right now, what's that one tip you would want to give them about authenticity? You mentioned that the younger Haneen didn't know better. But I think a lot of kids, they struggle communicating because they think, oh, if I go and tell this to my parents or the elders in the family, what they're going to say about it? They're going to say no.
First of all, not understanding that their family come from a place of a different background. My parents grew up in different circumstances. Therefore, their point of view about my life is obviously going to be different. So obviously I studied genetics, and I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to grow up with that ladder because that's what they know and that's what they saw. First of all, to have compassion with your parents. And teenagers have that. Like, I used to have a lot of anger and aggressiveness. And I would, shout and scream. And I'm like, you don't love me and you don't want me to be born. And, that hate and anger. But first have compassion with your parents because they also didn't know better. So I would say this is number one. Number two, be serious with what you want. Is it a reaction to their actions, or is this really what you want? One of my mentors said something once, and this stuck in my head, honestly, all the time and forever. The more serious you are about what you want in life, the more support you will see from the people around you, including your parents, even if they're not okay with your path. So if you're committed and you're serious, you're going to find that support. I was really testing waters at the beginning. You will see babies when they put their toe in the water and then take it back and then put it again. So it was like this at the beginning. That's why I was telling them I was just, going to work out, because I honestly didn't know if this is what I wanted to do. But then I was sure, and I felt like I had no other better choice for now. And then I was like, you know what? I feel like it would be better if I just stick to working at the gym for now until the new year opens and the registration open for university. And this is where they were like, okay, as long as you're safe, as long as someone is dropping you, as long as you keep your phone open, as long as we know where you are. So when you're serious and committed about your goals, I don't think you will find much of a clash with your family unless there are extreme cases, and that's another case.
Even when I reflect on my journey also, at some point, only my mom, she used to support she supported me throughout my journey.
Yeah.
But my dad, he started supporting me later when he saw the results and he saw how committed I was, and he was like, no, you are doing it right.
Yeah.
When you are being serious about what you want, the other people will also notice.
For sure.
Yeah. So you never felt you belonged. How did that shape your sense of self?
Man, you're going hard on this one today. Wow. Let me tell the listeners as well. I'm originally Syrian. I was born in Saudi. I lived 16, 17 years of my life in Saudi, and I lived the last 12 years of my life in Istanbul, Turkey. Honestly, I never felt that I belonged anywhere, but I also feel that I belong everywhere. So when someone talks to me, I would be like, I'm a citizen of the world. And if I feel sassy that day, I would be like, does it really matter? Does it really matter where I'm from?
But what do you really mean here by you belong to the world?
When I first landed in Dubai in June, I felt that I belonged to the diversity here. Because I would be speaking to someone and they were born somewhere and they speak to me with 2 languages and their mother is from another place. And they feel that their heart belongs to a different city. So that's what I mean. It's not, I belong to certain parts of the Turkish culture, to certain parts of the Saudi culture, to certain parts of the Syrian smells and food. And you know what I mean? And even when I speak in Arabic, I speak in many different accents and dialects that people even can't tell. And it's not that something like I'm proud about. It's honestly, that's who I am. And even when I started my journey in fitness, I was trying my best to teach in Turkish. I was like, you know what? It's okay to mix languages. And the minute I owned up that, my energy shifted. And then the people started to feel better in my class. Because when you keep judging yourself and when you're so in your head and less in your body, the energy you transmit is not real anymore. So I was really judging and being judgmental about myself that I'm speaking in a different dialect or mixing languages or having that weird accent. By the way, it's not that I reached there and I don't judge myself anymore. It changes every day and every now and then, depending on whatever phase in my life. So it's a constant battle and reminder. But you would find me connecting to different things and cultures, and this is beautiful. I keep my heart open.
That's the most beautiful about Dubai, I feel.
Yeah.
It's like a melting pot. And everyone is from different part of the world.
Yeah.
And everyone is so open to connect with other people.
That's what makes us human. Like, I love that. I'm fascinated by different cultures and different languages. And I really wanted to learn Spanish at some point, but my Turkish was bad, so I had to focus on Turkish. So like knowing Arabic, English, and Turkish also makes me feel like really nice, because when you know a language, you know a whole world, a whole culture. You are not, I wouldn't say a different person, but another persona that comes out. Like, I would
Yeah.
look at myself speaking Turkish. I'm like, girl, is this really you? Like, you know what I mean? And it made me connect to the Turkish culture and people in a different way. Like, people would go to Turkey and they're so judgmental about the Turks. I'm like, I love them, man. Like, you did not sit with them on their tables,
Yeah.
having their food, speaking their language. It's different.
Yeah.
So I wish I can learn as many languages as I can, so I can experience different cultures in that sense.
Yeah. So the transition you had from genetics to getting into the fitness industry, and the mask you were wearing, because earlier genetics came from a part of you where you were people pleasing, and then you moved to fitness.
Genetics did not come from a part of people pleasing. You know, it's a funny story, because I took a one-way ticket to Turkey and I had an A4 paper where I wrote down the neighborhoods and the names of the universities in Turkey. So it was my ticket to actually just leave. But I know I wanted to study something related to health. Actually, I wanted to study something related to sports science. But back then in Turkey, it was only taught in Turkish. But then I went to a university where me and my mom back then, we were just routing around. I got in and then I looked at the menu. It's like a menu of a pizza. And I checked the majors. And I know deep down in my heart that I really loved biology. I was really curious about the human body and the science. So this is where I picked genetics and bioinformatics. And from there, I studied 4 years. As I was studying, I got to know Nike, and then I started running with them and all of that. But I had like a sports background before university, during university. And during university, I wanted to combine genetics and sports, but it didn't happen. Like, I finished my internship in Sweden, in Stockholm. And then at that time, I realized that I cannot stay stuck in a lab. I need to be with people. I was depressed. I gained weight. I had emotional eating problems. I was so alone. I hit rock bottom there, but although I was training. So then I realized that I need to be working with people. I need to be working, doing something. Like, so the minute I moved back to Turkey, I started dancing. I started running. Again, like, I was already running in Sweden, but I went back again to my community, and this is where I felt alive. And then I received an offer from my home studio back in Turkey, and then I worked with them for like 8-9 years before moving to Dubai. So yes, a part of me loved genetics, but letting go of genetics was hard, because I was, again, my family wanted the best for me. My family wanted me to have a solid career. They never took fitness as a serious career.
And for them, that was the secured path.
Yeah. It was like they saw it as a hobby. And by the way, I saw fitness as a hobby for a long time. That's why I was not doing 100% in it. That's why it took me a lot of time to own up that major and embody it. And then I became a Nike trainer. But now, whenever I find myself doubting myself, I see that the sound of my, like, that judgmental Haneen is coming from that sound of the society, not only my parents. Like, go back to genetics, do something related to longevity, do something related to science and wellness. People will take you more seriously if you do that. And I think it's a constant battle with a lot of sectors, not only the sports, like entertainment, dance, art. It's out of the norm. And for us millennials,
Yeah.
like, it's hard to decode ourselves. But now you see doctors trying to become influencers. Why? It's paying more. You can reach more. You can do your craft more if you have a crowd, if you have people. But if you make that your first goal, I don't think that's healthy. I don't want to be famous to be famous. I don't care that much about being famous. When I am in my most euphoric, happiest self is when whatever the hell I do is making someone's life better. and happy. And I see that tangible result and progress. The progress is what fuels me.
Do you use genetics in your day-to-day life?
In my job, you mean?
Yeah.
My knowledge in genetics was from my bachelor's. And I was really passionate about combining both, and I find it really fascinating. And I worked for a while with a genetics testing company where we take a saliva sample, we send it to UK, and then reports come with two reports, one related to your fitness and one related to your diet, and how your body metabolizes certain foods, and how fast you can recover, how caffeine affects your body, how alcohol affects your body, what is your injury risk related to some, alleles about your mobility and muscles, tissue, etc. I really want to tap into this later on and continue my education in that. But I do believe in one thing from what I've studied and what I think about genetics and sports is like everything you do now in your life is affecting generations after. There's something called epigenetic inheritance, like everything, like the way you're living, the way you're eating, the way you're training. So if you say I'm useless in this life, no, baby, you're not. Like, you're not. Yet your grandkids are being affected by the choices you're making now. If you smoke or not, if you move or not, if you left or not. So we are basically changing our genomes by our lifestyle. Obviously, if you want to change your body, you have to take care of your lifestyle. Your genetics play a role, but I think it's not as huge as your environment does. So you can always win by embodying good habits. So yeah, it definitely played a role, and I'm very passionate about that part.
And can you point out a few good habits?
Lifting weights, eating healthy, living with the circadian rhythm, eating in the morning, reducing it more at night. And I'm not really a fan into strict diets or strict training. Everything that is too much is harmful, in my opinion. Having that balance is very important. But lifting weight, I would swear by that, especially for women. Longevity has many aspects. One of them is community. You see the people who live long, but long and healthy, they're surrounded with a healthy community around them. So I would say sleep, community, spirituality, it's all aspects, food and training. And it's not only one thing. We are complicated. Our bodies, we are miracles. It's not simple to take care of us. So you gotta educate yourself. It's not simple to live in a human body. You gotta tap into so many things. But I would say stick to the simple things and what you can keep consistent for a long time.
Yeah, and it's an ongoing learning for yourself.
For
You just gotta keep educating yourself about yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
That was quite insightful, Haneen.
Thank you. And not to be too obsessive. Keep it simple. Scientists are there for a reason. It's their job. Trust them. But as well, like trust your body and your intuition and how you feel, and try different things, but don't be too extreme.
What did you have to let go of about your old self to become who you are now?
I wouldn't say let go. I would say cultivate. I wouldn't say like kill, because we evolve. I had to let go of the idea that I am not worthy enough.
You used to feel that you're not worthy.
Yes. Every choice, like looking back at things now, I shrinked myself, stayed in places where I should have left long time ago. I said yes when I had to say no. Like now I look at it, I'm like, what the hell were you thinking? So I definitely had to let go of the idea that I'm not worthy of better, and I deserve much more, and I don't need to do much to be worthy.
Yeah.
Like by just existing, by just being me in my truest essence, I am worthy. So again, it's an everyday reminder.
Yeah.
Because we tend to go back to old patterns.
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge I also feel most
Yeah.
of the time. I'm like, okay, no, this is not working.
Yeah.
And then I start shrinking again. But then you have to keep on reminding yourself that,
Yeah.
you got this.
And people pleasing.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I mean, you can look at it from that perspective. I grew up in a very crowded family. I always had to do something to be seen, to be recognized, to be loved. You know, that's how my brain was wired. But this doesn't mean that my family was treating me in that way. But it's just like I coded so many things in that way.
I've seen this mostly in our Asian culture. In our initial ages, when we are growing up, we are being taught to please our elders.
Yeah.
And then they start labeling us as good boy,
Yeah.
good girl. That's where it starts.
Yeah, the youngest one is the server. It's like, you bring the coffee. Like,
Yeah.
and you see me, like, when I bring that Turkish coffee, like, we call it Turkish coffee back then. So,
Yeah.
and everyone is applauding, like, you know, I'm like, oh my God, they love me because I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I'm realizing this right now with you as we speak. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting flashbacks from my childhood. Like, this is such a healing session, man. What are you doing? What? Give me some. Oh, wow.
So there's a line from Carl Jung. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But that privilege often comes at a cost of letting go of who we thought we were supposed to be. What did you have to let go of to claim that privilege?
I'm nowhere near there yet. I don't think I'm there. I am in a constant search of where I want to be and who I want to be. But I would say like 2025 shaped me in the most profound way. Like, first of all, I had to, again, it's stages, right? Like your relationship with your parents, you as a child, you growing up. I had to be very compassionate with them and forgive them for so many things because that's what they know. And be grateful for that.
Yeah.
And having gratitude.
Yeah.
Not only anger towards whatever happened to me in this life, because that's a not healthy place to be at. Number 2, people pleasing, binding my worth to how productive I am, but binding my worth to how many, I don't know, people that come to my class, how much success I have in this life. What is success anyways?
Yeah.
Being compassionate with myself, like how I look, the phases that I have, that I go through in life, the way my body changes, the way my skin looks, like the way I used to think and how it evolved, and me being less judgmental about that Haneen, because that Haneen brought me here. The choices that Haneen made brought me to where I am today. So while you're letting go of whatever you think is negative about yourself, you also have to be grateful to that part of yourself because it brought you to where you are at now. But you also have to be aware to not repeat the same pattern, which is very difficult. And I don't think I would be able to do it on my own. I got support. I asked for support, though. You have to ask for support.
That's so important, to ask for support, because people...
It was really hard for me.
And for me also, I'm still learning about this.
Yeah.
That I have to ask for what I want.
Yeah.
Because even to God, you ask for things. So even to humans, you have to ask.
For sure. I was thinking that I should be doing it all by myself. And I still do sometimes struggle with that. Asking for support was one of the things that was really, really making my life so much harder. And now I'm decoding that, unlearning that pattern, and trying to ask for support more. And this doesn't make you weak. It's the contrary. And we are emotional beings, and we, by nature, by default, are designed to be in crowds and in
community.
Thank you. You see? That individuality is not healthy. And by the way, I have 6 other siblings. I grew up in a very crowded family.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Why do you have to do things on your own? You know? So especially as a woman, we have to. It's not weakness. Yeah. And for men, sorry for that, but there's a lot of pressure on men as well, that you gotta be strong, you shouldn't be crying. I have so much respect to vulnerable men who would show up with their emotions, who would cry, who would, ask for support, because that one makes you human. If you take that away from them, it's not a human anymore.
Yeah.
Then what's the difference between us and other creators?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of misconception about being alpha men, where men don't show emotions. They just always act strong. But it's the other way.
It's beautiful when someone taps into that humanity in a balanced way. But it's, again, a constant journey of understanding and unlearning patterns, and being aware.
Haneen, you mentioned success. Like, what is success? So, what was success for Haneen back then, the 16-year-old Haneen? And what has changed now?
I would say making my own money to do whatever the hell I want. Like if I make my own money, like you wouldn't tell me like whatever. But honestly, growing up, my dream was to go outside for a run. I would imagine forests, I swear, like and driving in a car in a cold weather, drinking a warm drink, driving to the forest so I can run. And Turkey gave that to me back then. Not the car, though. It was really hard to get the car. I left Turkey without having my own car, but whatever. Running for me is freedom. So that 16-year-old Haneen wanted to just be outside in her, I wouldn't say in her skin naked, no. Just being able to run outside in a nice weather. That was my goal and my dream. And when I achieved that, it was honestly success. But I was making my own money and I booked that one-way ticket to Turkey with my salary. That was phenomenal. The best feeling ever.
Yeah, you're so young and then you get your first paycheck.
Yeah.
And then slowly you start affording the things you just wanted to buy.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
It is.
I love your authenticity. So tell me, how do you cultivate energy, especially on bad days?
I love this question. I know for a fact that we're all going through the same thing in different lives. If I'm having a bad day, you could be having your own bad day, but in a different way. So when I show up to class, it took me a lot of time. This came with experience. It did not come from day one. Because I've been in this field for a while, I'm experienced enough. I would show up my most authentic self by saying, you know what, this is how I feel today, especially if the room is filled with people that I know, or even if I don't know them, because I'm new now in Dubai, so I'm giving a lot of classes to people that they don't know me, I don't know them. I would show up with like, you know what, this is where I'm at. I would say something as if I'm trying to say it to myself. And you would see people sometimes cry in my classes because I tapped into something that they're going through at the same time. And I honestly believe in the collective energy. I believe that we're going through similar things in similar times, but in completely different parallel lives. When I show up like that, people appreciate it even more. But when I try to hide it and put a mask on, it's not authentic. You would feel it. As a fitness instructor, I wouldn't call my classes fitness classes. I create experiences. I create a space to be for you to live a breakthrough so you can change something about your life outside this space. Yes, obviously, I can teach you how to squat, teach you how to deadlift, teach you how to ride a bike. But this is not my biggest why. Because I know that I have this why, it pushes me especially on the bad days, because I'm like, this is why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's so important for all of us to have that why.
Yeah.
And whenever we go out there, we just have to keep reminding ourselves that this is why I'm doing this.
Yeah. Intention makes every action 1,000 times more powerful. Like if I tell you there's a fire happening outside the store and the store is locked, and you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go try and get it. But if I tell you there's a baby in that room and there's fire there, like now you have a bigger drive, like a bigger intention.
Yeah.
So I see intentions that way. So when I walk into a room and I feel like crap that day, I'm like, my why today and my intention today for this class is to have clarity. What is your why? Let's ride for this. So when your heart rate is 180 and you feel like dying and your legs are very sore, you'd remember that you're riding for clarity and you're here for a reason.
Yeah. The way you explained the why, like if there's a baby in there, it was so, I don't know how to explain it in the words, but you just made it so simple.
Yeah, but it's also something I heard from one of my mentors. It's not something I made up. I like to learn and teach. It's not that, obviously I have my own thing that I make it my way, and I have my own thoughts and I put them into words. But I feel like I'm a student for life, and this is what drives me. most of the time. Because I myself, I'm going through a lot of hardships. And I feel like there's a reason why I'm going through all this.
Yeah. There's a lesson.
Yeah.
There's a lesson to learn.
Yeah. And I'm like, instead of just crying my heart out and, blaming the planets or telling God, why are you doing this to me? I would be like, okay, there's a reason why I'm going through this. So I can maybe teach someone something by only sharing my experience.
So what I hear is that you're being very vulnerable with the people you are training. So how does that vulnerability change the group dynamic in your classes?
It wasn't since day one for sure. And by the way, I had a lot of aggressiveness in the way that I used to give classes. I used to be a very aggressive trainer. I used to shout. I obviously I curse in classes. That's I know, which is a part of me. I would never, fake that too. But with respect, obviously, to every culture that I teach at, I was aggressive because I felt that people were not listening to me. Why aren't you doing the move right? I said it, I was, but I told you, I would obviously be upset within me, within myself. And then I'm like, life is so stressful, Haneen. What the hell are you doing? Like, those people are not athletes, because I wanted to work with athletes at the beginning.
Yeah.
But they have a full-time job. They're stressed. They're living outside some things that you don't have any idea about. So chill the hell down and just give them what they actually need, which is some technicality about how to do a lunge and more about space for them to be and to move together and to listen to the music and to embody the music as your body is the instrument. So this is where I shifted my energy. And it took me a lot of time. It wasn't. So when I see trainers 3 years into the business, I'm like, great job. You're doing amazing. But give yourself more grace and time to have hands down on the floor with people. So honestly, the more time I spent training and giving fitness classes, the less I started to do in my classes, the more space I started to give to people. So it's less about the exercises, less about the choreography I give you on the bike, more about the space that I allow you to be in and to give you space to explore and to trust your body and to be in with your body, because we are very detached from our bodies. I was driving for 2 hours in traffic today. At some point, I swear to God, I caught myself, I'm not breathing. I'm like, I'm not breathing. And I'm very aware with my body. And I'm a fitness trainer. And I do meditation. And I work out. And I'm fit. But if I catch myself this stress and this out of touch with my body, I wouldn't even imagine what a corporate person on their desk every day from 9 to 5 would actually do if they're stuck in traffic. And this breaks my heart, because we're not designed to live this life this way. We're designed to hunt, to walk, to sweat, to put effort physically, to put pressure on our bodies. We're not designed to sit for 8 hours a day. We're not designed to be stuck in traffic for hours and maybe days if you're a taxi driver. And this is very sad. That's why I do what I do. Although at some point in my life, I would wake up every day, I'm like, oh my God, I want to quit. Because a part of my head is leaning down to the idea that my family didn't want me to do this in the first place, and I'm being judged. So I'm judging myself.
Breathing is such an important tool, which at tense situation, we as humans forget.
Yeah, it's the source of life. You can stay for days without food and water. Can you stay for a couple of minutes without a breath?
No chance.
Without oxygen. So I really believe it's a way to heal. And honestly, this is what I want to tap into in this phase in my life. Because I need it. I know that my body needs it. I know that I'm stressed. I know that I'm chronically stressed. The way I explain and describe my classes, I cannot give people that space if I am stressed and I'm not okay and I am unhappy with my body and I'm unhappy and I'm doing it. I'm not leading by example. I can't. I would cancel a class if I'm not really feeling.
Yeah. I recently read this, That energy is contagious.
Yeah,
But so is authenticity.
for sure.
You have said you sometimes show up and admit you are having a bad day. Do you find that honesty actually gives people permission to be more themselves?
Yes. Because if I take my heart and put it on this table, you're a human. Even if you don't take your heart fully and put it on the table, you would give me 5%. And if you don't, then I gave you the chance to, and you chose not to, it's okay. That's my contract to myself in this life. Like, I would walk this way, and that day you never know. Like, this is what, for me, keeping your heart open means. We're driven by emotions.
That's true.
And when you're not in touch with that, I don't know, it's the spices for life.
So, Haneen, what did you do differently from other trainers to get noticed by Nike?
Going back to the authenticity, I was just being myself. Honestly, like, I grew up Googling how to be a Nike trainer. I couldn't find any answer. You would see it now in my iCloud in the search button where it's really saved, like Nike trainers and how to be Nike trainers. Like, you would see it saved in my go-to pages.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find an answer. So, and even when I was a teenager, I was only wearing Nike. I would say, like, manifested it, I don't know, but honestly, every step I took, at the back of my mind, I want to work with this brand. And I used to tell my mom, like, you would see my pictures everywhere. They will give me stuff for free. And she would be like, Inshallah. It's like, you dream too big. I'm afraid about you, but Inshallah.
Yeah, and
okay.
it came true.
Yeah. And then she sees my picture in the metro and she's like, what if your brother sees it?
Oh my God.
Mom.
But did he actually end up seeing it?
I don't know. I didn't ask him. but mom for sure saw it, and she came to the events and she was recording me. So yeah, I shared it on Instagram. Obviously, he did see it, but he was not in Turkey back then. So
Okay.
So when I signed the contract with Nike, I had a meeting with them and I was like, what shall I change now in my social media? And they were like, you know what? You don't have to change a damn thing. It's like you being in a relationship with someone for so long and you just sign a contract to get married and nothing changes.
Wow.
I felt so privileged. I felt so happy because they chose me because I was being my most authentic self and I was being me. And I would never take that for granted. Obviously, I know people who knew people, but there was a lot of trainers who could be also potentially Nike trainer, but why did they reach out to me?
There's a saying in sport, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity.
Yes.
But I think in your case, it was also about being unapologetically yourself. What do you think brands like Nike are really looking for in an athlete ambassador today?
I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. Look at the motto of Nike. It's just do it. And I heard this as well from mentors. The just is very powerful because you're not only doing the thing, you're not only performing, you're doing it regardless of how tired you are, regardless of how exhausted you can be, how burned out you are, regardless of how you feel. You're being disciplined. You're just doing it. No matter how perfect or imperfect it may be. It may be, I mean, I always tell to my clients, like, your 100% is different every day. It might be 20% today, it might be 30%, it might be 100%. Wherever you're at, your best is valid. So Nike, by saying just do it, is giving us the chance to be humans and authentic anyways. And this is where it aligns with me. And this is why I would fight for my heart for that. So I would say Nike, obviously I'm not speaking on their behalf, but from my experience and what I've seen in the brand and why I connect with it, is it looks for authenticity and people being human and performing and actually putting in the work. So again, this goes back to you being committed to your goals and how serious you are. They didn't reach out because I showed up to classes a couple of times per week. I just showed up. Like, I showed up. I was exhausted. I was burned out. I was changing C's. I was not feeling like it. I was teaching full house classes, but also showing up to one person the next day but I was showing up. That's what matters. I had classes where I needed to cancel, obviously, but it was a roller coaster. But every time I had the decision to choose about showing up or not showing up, I would choose and do my best by showing up.
So, Haneen, tell me, what would you like to see from the brands in the region?
I obviously had only an experience with Nike, but in general, more authenticity, that's for sure. Every brand speaks for something. So some brands just want the look. Some brands want more performance. Some brands want more, the lifestyle. But whatever they give, I just want to see more authenticity. I obviously don't have any problem with models. But if the brand is only marketing skinny, that is where I have some kind of an issue because not everybody looks like that naturally.
That's right.
So if you are talking about people lifting, show me an athlete who's lifting. If you're talking about people driving cars, show me an athlete that is driving a car or back horse riding or whatever sport that you stand for. Show me that. If you're standing for lifestyle, perfect. So definitely more alignment with whatever lane you're choosing. And more community work. Definitely more support for communities. Because you have no idea I know that a lot of people might be judging run clubs. But you have no idea what a meeting for a morning run for someone can be in the morning. I'm getting emotional.
That's all right. That's all right.
That run can change someone's life. So definitely more community work, like giving people space to connect and be themselves is something I would really want brands to invest time and energy and money in. And it doesn't have to be running. It can be literally anything. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It should be affordable. Everybody can reach that because it starts from there.
Right.
Like giving space to people to connect and also investing in children and in teenagers. Because I was the happiest seeing my niece, my 16, 17-year-old niece coming to my classes in the gym.
Wow.
See, this is so powerful. Like you are building the next generation by giving them that space to be. You're leading by example. You're showing them the way. So brands, community, investing into children and teenagers for sure. And authenticity, obviously.
Haneen, you said you sacrificed ease, relationships, and even your nervous system. What's the real cost of always being in high output mode?
My nervous system is so used to on the go, go, go. I feel guilty resting and taking a break. Like my default answer is always yes to doing something. I had to rewire that. Some days are better than others, but I'm definitely still not there. And my body's giving all the signs, like all the signs of burnout, the sign of nervous system being so hyped and alert the whole time. But I totally understand and I empathize because I newly moved to Dubai. I moved countries. I shifted my life. I'm teaching in a new place. So I'm taking it one day at a time. So the cost was definitely a nervous system that is alert and binding my productivity to my worth. The more I do, the more worthy I am. This is something it took me a while to let go of. And sometimes this pattern, I may fall into it without realizing. I started to set clear boundaries, especially around my recovery and sleep and saying no and choosing my body and myself.
Don't you think saying yes to everything is also a part of people pleasing?
Obviously, big time.
And how do you catch yourself now there? Because saying yes is also saying no to yourself.
For sure. I learned this the very hard way, really. And I'm definitely not proud to say this to public that I used to be a people pleaser, but aren't we all? If we are really having an honest conversation with ourselves, and I'm not sugarcoating anything here, aren't we all? Especially from the geographic perspective where we actually grew up in. Like, you always have to say yes to your parents. If you don't, it's like, no, you're a bad boy or you're a bad girl. Like, how come? Like, you have no boundaries. Your room could never be locked. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're not even living in your own room, like you're living with someone else's, a sibling or a parent. So it all comes from there, but it took me a while to understand where it comes from and why I do what I do. And honestly, sometimes I was not even aware that I was people pleasing. Again, my nervous system was so wired and used to saying yes the whole time and on the go. Resting was not even a part of it. Like it was hard for me to sit the hell down and do nothing. It's very important for you to be on time for certain dates and appointments. But if your nervous system is so used to rushing, even if you have time, you would still do something to make you late because you're used to that rush.
That's right.
So even if I have time for my next appointment, I'm very, very punctual when it comes to my timings. Unless there's an earthquake or something outside that is happening outside of my control. I would try to control everything to be on time. But my nervous system is so used to the rush that I would end up, right on time. I'm never early. Because if I had that 10 minutes of time, what the hell would I do with it? It's a waste. That is a huge sacrifice. And for a woman, this messed up my hormones. This is not okay. And I'm sure a lot of women are like that. I'm 100% sure. And what's even more sad is they're not even aware that they're in that stage. So I'm aware in my body that it's giving me signals. I'm like, oh, stop. There's something here that we need to reflect on. But some women, they wake up, feed their children, take them to school, go, I don't know, do their class if they're trained, or start cooking. They're so used to this pattern, they don't even know how to get out of it. And that's what breaks my heart. And sometimes it's even too late. They start to, injecting hormones and taking pills. And that's not the way. So we gotta reflect and pause and take a deep breath before we say yes to something. Why are you saying this? I'm not saying overthink every step and everything in your life. Sometimes you have to just suck it up and say yes to things that you don't want to do, but not the whole time. I know that I'm going to recover tomorrow. That's why I'm choosing to overwork a little today. So, and it's very important to have a structure and a plan to your week.
For someone who's watching, who have no clue about nervous system, the rush, the cause of their rush, what's something that they need to know here to understand this? And how can they regulate?
Okay, if we talk about the sedentary people, they may not tap into their bodies and be that aware like an athlete is, which I completely understand. But as human beings, it's not normal to be tired every day. If you're waking up tired and you slept enough the night before, for so long that you're waking up tired, like for consecutive days, this is one of the signs that I would say. And mind you, I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I know enough to know that there's something that is out of balance here. So, and one of the things that helped me big time is having a 10 minutes at least morning routine. And unfortunately, there's so many things that are sold on social media that I judge. Having a morning routine, an ice bath, or sauna, or cold plunges, or all of that. Like, they are being sold so much and romanticized so much that the sedentary people and their normal people, because they see them so much on social media, they start judging them. And they start judging having that highlight of, this is my morning routine, or this is what I eat in a day, and seeing that avocado or an egg or whatever. So keeping all that aside, because some of it is true, but genuinely I'm saying, we are designed to wake up when the sun rises and sleep when the sun sets. And we are designed to eat in certain hours. And we are designed to move in a certain way. That's why we talk about the 10,000 steps. Like waking up in the morning, opening that window, smelling the fresh air, if you're privileged enough to be in nature and you can walk in nature, like this by itself can do so much to your body. Leave the damn phone. We're not designed to stay up that much on screens. I swear to God, for the last week, I ended up working after a certain hour at night. And because of that, my whole sleep pattern shifted. and my recovery is less because I'm on my laptop after a certain hour or doing a workout late. So starting there, very simple, 5 minutes in the morning. I'm not a very strict religious person, but there's a reason why there's a morning prayer. There's a reason why when people wake up, they just, slowly go out of bed, open the window. Like those images, they're not fake. They don't come from from an empty place. So starting by having a slow morning routine to regulate your system and have clarity before taking action, actually pause and think about your day and think about yourself and think about your body and try your best to have a structure to your week.
So how long does the morning routine should be?
Everybody is different. If you need to be in the office at 7 and you live in Sharjah and you need to leave home by 5, your morning routine can be 3 minutes. But it's your morning routine and it's your time. It's your 3 minutes. As long as you can keep it consistent. A lot of people that even ask me, how many days a week shall I work out? How many days a week can you commit for a whole year? That's your number. Because one meal is not going to change your body. One workout is not going to change your body. 3 minutes per week is not going to change your body. Every day, 30 minutes is what's going to change your whole life, not even your body. Everything. Consistency is what matters here.
Consistency is the key.
Yeah.
So what mask are you still wearing now? What part of Haneen does the world not see?
It's a very transitional phase. And 2025 shattered me to pieces. I had to question everything. Obviously, there's a certain persona that I have to keep on social media because that's my job. But I always would share something that is real and resonating with my life. Since I'm here and I'm talking to you and I'm sharing my experience, you can see, or I don't know how you perceive me. Do you perceive me as someone who knows what they're talking about and who've been through experiences and all of that? Yeah. Okay. Well, for me, the way I see myself and the way I feel is I don't know shit. I'm just experiencing life and I'm doing my best every single day. So if I give you the feeling of like safety and security and knowing and having everything figured out, I'm nowhere near there. What I see, or the mask, I don't know if you could call it a mask, but that's how I see myself. Like I still don't know much.
So I'm reminded of something by this, which Elizabeth Gilbert wrote. You are afraid of surrender because you don't want to lose control. But you never had control. All you had was anxiety. Do you feel like you are still learning to surrender even now?
For sure. It's an everyday battle. And one of the things that I talk about with my therapist so much is that I try to control every little thing. You would see everything in my bag when I leave home. You would see my notebook, my iPad, my ice skates, my workout clothes, my normal clothes, a dress if I need to. Like I have to be ready for anything because I want to control everything in that day. So for sure, I'm in a constant journey and process to know how to surrender and to let go. But this is also in the Islamic and I'm sure in most religion, like surrendering, leaving things to God, tawakkul, like letting go. Like this is an art, and if you teach yourself how to do it, this is beautiful. But I reached to that point in certain points in my life where I'm like, man, I'm so tired. This is so outside of my control. The more I try to hold on to things in control, the more exhausted, burned out, depressed I am. So the universe forces you to let go, whether you like it or not. So why not make things easier on yourself? And you're just like, okay, I'm doing my best. I'm leaving it there. So that's what I'm trying. I shifted my focus. Instead of focusing on surrender and letting go, shift your focus on doing your best and leaving it there. That's how I'm trying to do and live.
So there's a saying in Bhagavad Gita, in Hinduism, it's called Nishkam Karam Yog.
Nishkam Karam Yog.
So that's like, keep working hard. Don't think about the reward or what you're going to get in return of that. Just keep focusing on your work.
Beautiful. I mean, there's enough effort and energy put in the work itself. Why would you even try to put more energy into trying to surrender or having expectations?
So where people can find you And what's next for you, Haneen?
You can find me on social media. I document my life on Instagram mainly, sometimes TikTok. Sometimes I do upload stuff on YouTube. I'm currently based in Dubai. I'm working with the platform studios in Fitcode and Fitting Glam and platform. What is next? I don't know, but I'm going to keep doing my best and see where life takes me. So follow along.
I think your story proves that the bravest thing we can do is to choose ourselves. Even when it means letting go of what we thought we were supposed to be. Thank you for showing us that what life looks in real.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Haneen.
so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.